Courage, the Cowardly Lion. I think he's my favorite in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, mine too.
So when I was thinking about courage, he came up immediately for me, the lion. And what I think is interesting about that 38 minutes is that he's all full of courage, and he's talking about courage, and he's all together. He's all in it. And then he says, what do they have? What do they got that I ain't got? And they say courage. And he's like, oh yeah. I don't. And isn't that the story of our life? Sometimes we're just full of bravado. There's just something we want, and we're feeling it, and it's in our bones, and we want it so badly, and we're going to go after something, and then the moment comes, and suddenly we think, we ain't got it. What do they got that I ain't got? And it just drains away. Drains away. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. In fact, Friday, it showed up again. So a friend asked me to sing at the Celebration of Life for her husband, and it was last night, Saturday. So because I'm so busy and crazy sometimes, I knew the song. It's the Heartache Tonight by the Eagles.
Yeah.
And so I knew the song, kind of, never really knew all the lyrics. So I printed them out, and I was going to put it on a CD. I have an older car, still have to use CDs in the car. And so that I can practice in the car, because that's the best rehearsal space when you're driving. So for some reason, I couldn't get this song to burn onto the CD. I tried it every single time. It just wasn't working. So I said, okay, all right. So that was last Sunday. And I figured I have a week to learn this song. That's good. I'll be good. I have plenty of driving time during the week so I can rehearse. Just didn't work. Every day I tried that CD. Wasn't working. And by this time, it's Wednesday. It's Thursday. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm singing Saturday night. I got to learn this song. And so, as it would happen, you know how many days you think you got all your ducks in a row and everything's all planned, and then something comes up and the plan has blown up. Well, there was no rehearsal time on Thursday. And Friday came and I thought, all right, I just got to make the time to do it. So I'm rehearsing and felt good about it, but then I'm thinking, I got to get out of this. There's no way I can sing this song on Saturday night. I'm just so, let me think, there's got to be a good reason why I can't. I'm thinking, I got to prepare for Sunday, and it's an event Saturday night, so I really don't need to be out singing and doing something else. And I'm trying to think of all these valid, great reasons why I need to call and say, geez, I can't sing. So I was the lion running around my house saying to myself, what do they got that I ain't got?
Yeah.
And just was beside myself with it. And I think this is where courage comes in. Because I think there's courage of our convictions, where you don't have to think about it and there's not really a choice. And I think if you know who you are, and you know what you value, then sometimes you do courageous things and there's no conscious thought about it. You show up and you do something, you say something that is courageous and brave, and it happens like that. Courage of our convictions. Other times, courage is a choice. In the moment, you're feeling like the cowardly lion. No, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And then you think, what if I called it up? What if I summoned it? What if I just decide I'm singing that song on Saturday night because someone asked me to, and and I made a commitment. And no matter how many excuses I can think up, I need to show up. And when I thought about it as I'm running around Cowardly Lion in my house, I stopped myself and I thought one of my values is loyalty and integrity. So when I say I'm going to show up, I show up. So I thought, all right, if you're going to be who you say you are, then we're showing up Saturday and we're doing this song. And so I practiced some more. I woke up Saturday morning, practiced some more, went through the song, kept feeling it. It felt good. I didn't know who else was singing. So I thought, but I'm asked to sing. It doesn't matter who else is singing. And then I get there and I see who else is singing. And I say, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing in the middle of all these fabulous singers? Who am I? What have they got that I ain't got? And so I'm watching one singer after another get up and blowing it out of the park. Goosebumps all over, people just loving it. And my song's about 8 songs down. And I'm taking them down. Oh, it's getting close. Oh, it's getting close. Heart's beating. And I thought, I have to find it. I have to summon it. I have to call it. I have to call it in and be brave about this. And just be me. Just be me. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. This is time for my courage to show up. And so I'm having a talk with myself as the person before me is singing. And just being with myself in that moment. And remembering who I am and what I'm called to do and what the gift is that I have to call in at that moment. And so there's brave and kind of stepping in and doing it a little bit. Remember us talking about halfway? And then there's turning it up. Remember the 212 degrees, turning it up to boiling? What are you going to do? What's the extra that you're going to do? That's another level of bravery. Because bravery can just be showing up. And then there's the next level, which is showing up in your power. And so, I said, okay, I'm showing up in mine. And I got up and I sang that song the best I could. And it was a wonderful experience. And after it was over, I thought, what if I hadn't done it?
Are you going to sing it for us?
Maybe one day. It's a rock song. The Eagles, Heartache Tonight. There's probably a message for that, so I could probably make a message fit that song. What if I hadn't shown up? I've mentioned this before, but I think it's important to think about when we're thinking about bravery. I read an article by a woman who said she has a scum line, S-C-U-M, that's what she called it. And it's a line she draws which says, I can't do that. That's unacceptable for me, because I'm not scum. So she has a scum line. And so when she draws that line, she says, I have to show up. I have to raise the bar and show up above that line. So you can go there if you want, but she says, I draw the line and then I decide, am I going to skate under and show up less than I am, or am I going to be brave and come in way above that line. What's your scum line? And how do we show up? Full bravery, with the lion in the beginning of the song, the beginning of this talk, about who else is brave, what makes a king out of a slave? Courage. Or are you the lion at the end of the song? What do they got that I ain't got? Courage. And then you slink away. I can't tell you how many times I slinked away. Slunk? Slink, slank, slunk? I don't know. My father, the teacher, is probably turning in his grave. Yes. Bravery. In the moment, making the decision. Am I brave? Am I going to be courageous? And so courage can show up at any time during the day. Courage can be, am I going to work out? Courage can be, am I going to show up for a friend? Am I going to have a difficult conversation? Am I going to get into something that I've been avoiding and show up in my power? We often think of courage as people who fly in the face of danger, police officers that show up when there's something happening that's threatening lives, EMTs who save lives, men and women in the armed forces who go to war, who throw their bodies over their fellow soldiers' bodies to save them from harm. Some of the mass shootings we've had, people have become shields for other people and jumped in front of them when bullets were flying. We think of that as courage. And it is. But courage is also, I'm going to sing. Courage is also, I'm going to say I love you out loud, even though I know or I'm not sure it might come back. Courage is extending your hand to somebody that everybody else is shunning. Courage might be going out without makeup. Courage might be putting on a bathing suit and going to the beach. Accepting yourself as you are. Vulnerability is courage. Letting your heart be here, out. Giving it to people freely. Knowing that there's a possibility you could get pushed back. Courage is saying no to something that someone is offering because you know it's not good for you. Walking away from a toxic relationship, that's courage. And in the moment, we get to decide who we are here and now. Am I going to be brave? Am I going to be brave? Courage could be sitting with someone who's transitioning, being able to be in their space and support them, and letting it be whatever it is. Courage can be letting your own emotion just flow freely. and being in that, rather than stuffing it down somewhere. I think sometimes we think it's brave when we, quote unquote, man up. Just stick it right here, it's okay. I don't have to feel it. I'm good, I'm good. Walk it off, right? Instead of opening your heart and letting whatever you're feeling go. So the courage of our conviction. So it is sometimes within us, and we do it without thought. And it just happens. And you may not even think of that as special, because it isn't a conscious thought. Or you may not think, because you are an ordinary person, not a police officer, not someone in the armed forces, that bravery is not for you, or doesn't apply to you. But it does. It applies to each and every one of us. Each and every one of us, every day. And as always, I believe it all comes back to knowing who you are. Because for me, when I get back to remembering and affirming that I am divine, then I know everything is possible and everything's going to be okay. And yes, I can do this right here, right now. There's a gospel song, I think it's called, it's either the title or one of the lyrics, putting on the armor of God. The armor of God. And it's not armor such that there's nothing that can get in, because we want goodness, as Raheem sang. We want to hold space for goodness in our lives and let in love and goodness and joy and peace. We want things to come in, so the armor has to be permeable, that we let in what's good and hold off what's not. Saying no to what we don't want, that's courage. Saying yes to everything we want, that's courage. There was a day when I could not say yes to goodness all the time, because I didn't think I deserved it. And so it was an act of bravery to say, yes, I want goodness now. In everything. Body, mind, spirit, heart. I want my life to be flooded with goodness. And when you're feeling less than, you say no to all of that. I think it takes courage to say, I am worthy. To say it to yourself and then be able to say it out loud to someone else. Someone says, who do you think you are? Oh, I know who I am. I am worthy of this. What does Dr. Phil say? That dog don't hunt in my yard. What's the other saying, Carol? Don't step to me lest I send for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't step to me lest I send for you. Yeah. Yeah, only goodness. Hold the space. Create. Your song is perfect for this. Receive. Enjoy. That takes courage to say, yes, I want it all, to hold your arms open. So whether it's just something that's within you, or something you have to call up consciously, you can be brave. Someone's going to need your bravery. The people who were in that room last night at that celebration of life, I believe, felt my bravery. I felt my bravery. And it was wonderful to be in And I would have missed out on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience if I had not done it. So I think as we consider that scum line, maybe we need to think about what will I perhaps miss out on if I don't show up, or if I show up halfway. What am I saying no to? What am I getting ready to block out? Because I don't want to show up. Because I'm shaking in my boots. Because I believe they've got something I don't got. You have it all. You have it all. Right here, right now, every day, all you need, all the time. You need no permission. You need no affirmation. You need no validation. No one has to agree with you. You can stand all by yourself in your power and say, I am brave in this moment. This is mine to do here and now. You have it all. So when those moments come and you feel yourself backpedaling, you feel yourself starting to contract, say it out loud. I have it all. I have it all. I have it all.